హలో నమస్తే అండి. నా పేరు శివ. నేను యాక్చువల్లీ సాఫ్ట్‌వేర్ ఇంజినీర్. హైటెక్ సిటీలో వర్క్ చేస్తుంటా. నాకు ఈ విశ్వ ఫౌండేషన్ గురించి గూగుల్ ద్వారా తెలుసు. ఈ ఫౌండేషన్ బేసిక్‌గా ఇలా మెటీరియల్స్ అన్నీ కలెక్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. యూజ్డ్ క్లోత్స్ కానీ, ఓల్డ్ క్లోత్స్ కానీ కలెక్ట్ చేసేసి వీడికి కాంట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. సో, అలా నాకు కూడా కొంచెం ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉండడం వల్ల నేను కూడా కొంచెం వాళ్ళకి ఏమైనా సర్వీసెస్ కానీ, డొనేషన్స్ కానీ ఇద్దాము అనేసి ఇక్కడ రావడం జరిగేది. ఇక్కడ చూసిన తర్వాత వీళ్ళ సర్వీసెస్ ఇవన్నీ చూసి నేను కూడా కొంచెం ఇంప్రెస్ అయిపోయి నేను కూడా కొంచెం కాంట్రిబ్యూట్ చేద్దామని ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి ఇలా కాంట్రిబ్యూట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో ఐ హోప్ ఐ విష్ ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్ టు ద విశ్వ ఫౌండేషన్ అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ గ్రో ఇంటూ డూ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద పర్పస్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంటెండెడ్. థ్యాంక్స్ అ లాట్ అండి.
Welcome to the Welcome to the journey of Vishwa Foundation, an organization dedicated to bringing positive change to society every single day. In just 1,176 days since its inception in May 2021, Vishwa Foundation has grown into a beacon of hope and change. Vishwa Talks is an online platform inspiring people to participate in social change by hosting experts who share insights on diverse topics every Saturday.
Namaste. Vishwa is an organization which works towards building the grassroots levels of India. The first step we take towards that is to build an awareness. We work in different causes from education, health, art and culture to 12 other causes. On every Saturday at 11 a.m., we have a talk on these various topics. For example, when it comes to health, India has a rich source of Ayurvedic treatments, alternative medicines like Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, naturopathy. At a time when India is leading in diabetes, heart attacks, cancer, we have preventive medication which can be used. So a lot of talks have come out where people can use household items to prevent some of these or to control some of them. Our grandmothers were a rich source of information. Our parents knew a little lesser than that, and we know a lot lesser than that. And perhaps our children may never get that heritage. Here at Vishwa, we have people who tell us how to use the household items like curry leaves or neem or lemongrass for what ailments, etc. Similarly, we have talks on art and culture. We would like to have our Indians to be united, be one, be proud of their culture, their heritage. We have a lot of talks where people from various walks of life have come forward and spoken about various buildings, various dance forms, etc. These are two examples I have given. We cover 12 causes like this in our Vishwa Talks. As a first step, we want to bring in awareness among the coming generation. Our audience is across the country and sometimes abroad too. We have a rich interactive session after the talk is given by the expert. It's for any person who watches these talks to decide what they want to believe in, what they don't want to believe in, and if they have any clarifications, they're free to ask questions. After this, we want to build the skills of the people of India. Today, India is on the cusp of moving into one of the top countries of the world. But unfortunately, the skills of our people do not match our aspirations. Here at Vishwa, we started out in a small way. We started with computer training. Fortunately for us, Rotary and some people have donated computers to us. We teach 10th class students, inter students and degree students so that when they go for jobs, they don't get rejected. We teach the basics like Excel, Doc, ChatGPT, how to market. The basics we teach, because most of them cannot afford computers and they have no access to them. And similarly, we have something called celebrations. Celebrations is celebrating your loved ones on their anniversaries, on their birthdays, on their death anniversaries. You can contribute to any of the causes that Vishwa showcases on its platform, vishwa.org. You could, Annadanam for instance. There are a lot of people across the country who, when they go to hospitals, they come up from far-off regions and they little money they have, they keep it aside for the treatment of the patient. They sleep on platforms, they hardly eat anything. And we give them food every afternoon on Fridays, and it makes a lot of difference. There are similar such fundraisers. Please feel free to celebrate your loved ones with any of these causes.
Vishwa's commitment towards zero waste and the long way to go in achieving the goal begins with our material donation drive. Conducted twice a year during Diwali and Ugadi in Hyderabad, this drive collects clothes, books, toys and other used or semi-used items for the underprivileged. Contributions from over 615 plus families have benefited around 2,800 individuals, providing essential items and support, bringing hope and dignity to them. Through these efforts, we transform the waste of some into the treasure of others, promoting sustainability and community welfare.
Namaskaram, everyone. A very good morning and welcome to Vishwa Talks. My name is Radhika Yashwant, and I thank you all for attending today's event on Zoom and to those who are watching on YouTube Live. For those of you who have attended a Vishwa Talk before, a warm welcome back. And for our new joiners, here's a little bit about Vishwa Talks. Vishwa Talks is a program to create awareness among people and to make a positive impact in the society. Here, we invite experts to discuss and explore diverse opinions, different perspectives, various issues, problems, and the solutions. Here, we take topics from various regions like art and culture, healthcare, environment, education, and many more. So far, we have conducted over 150 talks and we have invited over 150 experts from various fields. And along with Vishwa Talks, Vishwa has declared Swachh Hyderabad a zero waste city by 2027. And each webinar in Vishwa Talks is an interactive session with a deeper understanding of the topic at hand. So if you miss any part of this session and if you would like to go through our previous sessions, please visit our Vishwa Talks YouTube channel for a full library of past Vishwa Talks. So today we are delighted to welcome a truly inspiring speakers in today's session, that is Miss Sheetal Parmar. Miss Sheetal is treasurer of Gandipet Welfare Society, where she plays a crucial role in fostering community-driven environmental initiatives. Her journey is one of passion and purpose. With a master's degree in commerce, Ms. Sheetal initially worked in the software industry for over 6 years. Her journey took a meaningful turn when she chose to become a full-time mom. Her dedication to creating a cleaner, safer environment has led to her to organize cleanup drives around the Usman Sagar Lake in Hyderabad. Here, her commitment to nature and community first took the root. Along the way, she connected with others who shared her vision and joined Gandipet Welfare Society, where she now leads numerous impactful projects. So, as we dive into today's interesting discussion, I would like to inform the audience that our speaker will be taking the questions from you after the main talk. So, please leave your questions in the chat box or use raise hand tool. We will allow you to ask your questions in person. So, without further ado, let us welcome Ms. Sheetal Parmar as she shares her inspiring journey and valuable insights with us on environmental activism and community welfare. Over to you, ma'am.
Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Namaste,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm Sheetal Parmar. When Vishwa approached me to give this talk, I thought this would be a good platform to reach out to people. And if I'm able to inspire even one person to change the mindset, I will be more than happy. I want to thank Vishwa for giving me this chance. This is the first time I'm doing a talk like this, so I sincerely hope I am able to convey my message effectively. Frankly, I won't have all the answers. I'm not an expert, but will try to share whatever I have learned in the 10 years I've been in this field. Before I share my journey with you all, let me talk a little bit about today's topic, which is waste. Actually, my topic more is like waste is not waste unless you waste it. So in the next 1 hour, I will try to convince you all with this logic. So, did you know that the world produces over 2 billion tons of waste every year? Now, actually, when I use such huge numbers, I myself can't imagine what amount of waste we are talking about. So, for in layman terms, let me share with you another data that I have. India produces 26,000 tons of just plastic waste in a day. That is equivalent to 26,000 small cars' weight. So now I think everybody can imagine what quantity, what humongous nature of waste we are talking about. And we see the consequences every day, overflowing landfills, pollution everywhere. Even the most developed nations are struggling to tackle these issues. But there's one small country, Sweden, that has set a remarkable example by turning waste into valuable resource. I would like to share a presentation that I have prepared for this. Just a few decades ago, Sweden was facing a serious problem with overflowing landfills. Today, Sweden has become a role model. 99% of their waste gets recycled. Only 1% goes to the landfill. No, they are not teleporting waste to space. It all happened with one simple principle: waste to segregation. Waste segregation. Swedes are required to separate their waste into different bins. They have these bins in various places, even in malls and subways. They use vacuum technology to suck waste directly to the processing plants. They have strict EPR policies, like when someone buys a new computer, he can return the old one and even get a discount. Children are taught waste segregation as subjects along with art and music. In kindergarten only, they are taught to make compost. Sweden has one of the most successful waste to energy systems. Instead of waste entering the landfills, they incinerate non recyclables to generate electricity that heats up homes and offices. And they even run their garbage trucks on gas generated. In fact, Sweden imports waste from neighboring countries like UK and Norway. Sweden's success wasn't just about improving technology or infrastructure. It all started with people. If Sweden hadn't put in place a system that encouraged households and businesses to separate their waste, none of this would have happened. They recognize that emission from waste to energy plants is also not a safe option. Therefore, they encourage new recycling businesses. Recycling reduces the need for raw materials, conserves energy, and reduces deforestation and mining. We can all learn from Sweden's example. If we start segregating our waste properly, whether we are at home or in office or in communities, we can drastically reduce the amount of waste that ends up in landfills. From composting food scraps to recycling paper and plastic, these simple actions can add up to massive positive changes for the environment. Now, let's take a look at the situation in India and many other countries like ours.
Did you know that India consumes 12 million tons of plastic, 11 million tons of paper, and 2 million tons of glass each year? Have you ever wondered what happens when you don't recycle all this waste? Around 6.7 million tons of recyclable waste is dumped in India's unsanitary landfills, leading to severe air pollution and water table contamination.
So let's begin with the situation in our country. India currently generates 62 million tons of waste annually, both recyclable and non-recyclable. But with an annual growth rate of 4% due to changing consumption patterns and rapid economic growth, it is expected to rise to 165 million tons by 2030, so almost double. So what challenges do we face? First and foremost, the biggest challenge in our country is the large population. The huge amount of trash we generate. India is one of the world's top 10 countries for solid waste generation. Urban areas with 377 million people generate about 62 million tons of solid waste, and only 70% is collected, from which only 12% is treated, and the rest dumped in landfills and water bodies. The biggest problem with waste in India is the inadequate waste collection infrastructure and lack of efficient sorting. We have only 21 million garbage collectors when compared to China's, they have 700 million workers. Apart from that, we have poor recycling systems. Only about 30% of the waste is properly sorted, which leads to valuable materials like metal and plastic ending up in landfills. or burning up in waste to energy plants or not being recycled. E-waste is also becoming a very big concern. Let's talk about the changes required for proper waste management. First, we need to educate people through community organizations and self-help groups about segregating, recycling, and home composting. There's a need for significant improvement in segregation at source, water, waste collection, treatment practices across the country. Strict implementation of waste management rules of year 2016, especially the polluter pays policy or extended producer responsibility. It's crucial to penalize those who don't comply. If we implement waste disposal policies the same way like we have for breaking traffic rules and getting penalized for it, then we wouldn't see abandoned garbage anywhere. We need to encourage decentralized waste management system to manage waste in a better way. It is always better to process waste closer to where it is generated to avoid large transportation costs and easy management. Additionally, we need huge investments in waste treatment technology, such as waste-to-energy plants, composting units, biomethanation systems. We can use machines to collect segregated waste wherever possible, and also coordinating the time of collection with waste generation. Subsidies should be given to companies to make eco-friendly utensils and cutleries. This approach would help lower the cost and encourage widespread adoption too. People often ask me, why am I so much interested in waste management? So let me tell you all what I do and how I began this journey. Like a normal citizen, what we can do. So I'm just showing you an example of that. Actually, I had always admired Afroz Shah and his team, the way they were cleaning the beaches of Mumbai. Their dedication was very inspiring. But it wasn't until I witnessed the pathetic state of Usman Sagar Lake during a morning walk I truly felt compelled to take action. Garbage and plastic everywhere. I hardly knew anyone who could help. So one contact introduced me to Rashri Penemanini from the Gandipet Welfare Society, an NGO which was already working in waste management near Usman Sagar. She was equally passionate about the cause, and together we organized a massive cleanup drive around the lake. What started as a single initiative quickly became a regular commitment, with cleanup drives taking place almost every weekend. And the best part was that the waste we collected was being processed the right way in one of the GWS units. I was extremely lucky to have found GWS and luckier to join it as a core member. As I continued to participate in these efforts, I began learning more about waste segregation, recycling, the various processes involved in waste management. It was eye-opening to realize how irresponsible I had been in my own habits all these years. I'd always assumed that waste management was something the government was supposed to take care of. After all, I pay taxes. That mindset changed completely when I became part of the GWS team. I realized that just as we don't rely solely on government schools for our children's education or government hospitals for our health care, we cannot rely on government alone to manage waste we produce. Waste management is a responsibility we must all share. Just because it is not directly affecting our children's future or our health, we just tend to ignore it. GWS has 6 locations where one can send their waste for processing for a minimal charge. And I take great pride in knowing that my segregated waste is processed by one of the GWS units where it is transformed into something useful rather than contributing to the landfill. So this is how my journey began into waste management. And these are all the pictures from the cleanup drives we have had all during all these years. These are children tied ropes and going down and picking up waste. We always end the cleanup drive with a breakfast. So that's the way we attract people. Loads and loads of plastic and garbage we have picked up around the lake surroundings and from the lake itself. And tons of ghost nets also we have removed from the lake. We have done cleanup drives with schools, school children, offices, even bikers group and village children. They used to join us in the cleanup drives too. Then we have done segregation programs in the villages where we go teach segregation. And these are some of the before and after pictures. And this is my GWS family. Without their support and time, we wouldn't have achieved so much. We are just a bunch of committed, crazy volunteers, always looking out for more crazy people like us. I would like to tell you now about my NGO, Gandipet Welfare Society, also known as GWS. All three pictures are self-explanatory, same place, same angle, different times. GWS is a ATG registered NGO working towards zero waste. Through help of donations, we transform landfills into zero waste units. We are one good example of public-private partnership and decentralized waste management. In fact, I feel we are replicating Sweden in a very, very small way. We have converted 6 landfills into sustainable units. We also work with other NGOs to take the initiative forward. This is the transformation of Kunnur's landfill to a SWM unit, Kunnur in Nilgiris. Wet, dry, and reject waste is processed separately, and no waste gets wasted. The only reason we can achieve all this is because the waste we receive is already segregated. So now let's see how we can implement these practices in our own lives. First, we have to understand this. Waste management starts at home. To make a real impact, it all starts with how we manage our waste, specifically how we segregate it. So what is waste segregation? It is the process of separating waste material into different categories based on their types, such as organic, recyclable, hazardous, and reject waste. Everybody has heard about the 3-bin rule. Biodegradable or organic waste, that's a green bin. Food remains, puja flowers, hair, eco-friendly cups and plates, all goes there. Recyclable bin or the blue bin is paper, plastic, cardboard, metal, batteries, electronic waste, chemicals. And the red bin is the reject waste, which is all the hazardous items also. Single-use plastic, sanitary napkins, diapers, blades, syringes, medicines, all that goes in the red bin because it cannot be recycled. The green bin or wet waste can be composted or used for producing bioenergy. The blue bin waste is sorted and recycled. Recycling saves a lot of raw material and energy. For example, recycling aluminium saves up to 95% of the energy when compared to creating new aluminium from raw materials. E-waste also goes there. And then there's the red bin waste. What do we do with that? Which we cannot recycle it, so we incinerate it. Proper segregation makes the recycling process easier and more effective, ensuring that recyclable materials don't end up in landfills. Mixed waste often leads to contamination, making it difficult to separate materials later on. This decreases the overall efficiency of recycling programs. Just think, if everyone separated their waste, we could massively cut down the volume that is sent to landfills. Sweden has reduced it to 1%. So can we? Here I would like to show you how we do wet waste processing at our units. Since we cater to larger number of communities, we use aerobic composting method. It does require a lot of space, but it's a very simple process. No rocket science at all. Generally, it takes 30 to 40 days for the compost to be ready. thinking, what do we do if we don't have such units nearby? Well, you could do home composting. Variety of bins are available in the market for this. Or community-wise, you can invest in waste composting machines. The only drawback is that the compost that you get from those is not of great quality and it's not energy efficient. But again, it's far more better than burning the landfills. And here we see that the compost that we get, this is a very, very high quality compost that we get here. We have already gotten it tested also. Dry waste. Dry waste also gets processed in our units. They are segregated and baled accordingly and sent to recyclers. We have dedicated workers sorting and segregating the dry waste. Fortunately, our awareness programs have taught the surrounding villages and communities to segregate their waste properly before sending it to us. Other options for dry waste disposals are the local Raddiwalas. And then there are companies like Crab Bin and Bintex. Usually they come home and even pay for your dry waste. Coming to the reject waste. We incinerate the reject waste in a PCB approved incinerator. The good thing about this is that it does not use any fuel, and ash is the only residue that we get, which we use in making ash bricks. What can you do where you don't have such facilities for this kind of waste? You can hand it over to the municipality. Either it goes in the landfill or waste to energy plants. This way of segregation helps reduce the amount of trash drastically. Only the reject waste goes to the landfills. Solution like waste to energy plants may seem like a step in the right direction, but we need to take a closer look at this, at the real impact. Yes, we see landfills and dump yards piling up, and we feel sorry for the polluted beaches, riverbanks, lakes, but that's a visible problem, the one we can react to. What we often fail to see is the invisible cost, the toll the waste to energy plants and the landfills may be taking on our health, on our future. Did you know human ingests 5 grams of plastic every week? Hard to believe, yes, but we do. And it's not just humans who are suffering. Every living being is at our mercy. Animals too are enduring health issues like cancers and tumors. 100,000 animals die from plastic entanglement each year. Marine life is choking because of our carelessness, with plastic found inside creatures that once thrived freely in the oceans. The future of our planet and all its species depends on the action we take today. It's not just trash. It is a ticking time bomb for our health and the planet's future. Sorting out waste into different bins should become second nature to us. But won't it be better if we reduce the amount of waste we create in the first place? There's a limit to the amount of garbage that can be picked and processed. In my opinion, waste management or recycling is not the only solution we need. We need to work actively on reducing the waste we generate. Yes, waste segregation can help to an extent, but honestly, the problem is that even if one person mixes the garbage in the group, it will derail all the efforts. If we really want to make a difference, we need to think about our waste before we even create it. Now it's time to summarize and talk about the 6 R's of sustainability, a 6-step process of dealing with waste, and recycling actually being the last step. Be mindful of what you buy. Consider if you really need something before buying it. Most of the waste generated will vanish if we all actively start doing this. I have stopped buying water bottles since 6 years and I have survived pretty well, even while traveling. I take my empty bottles and fill them up at restaurants or airports. With a few small changes, we can make a huge impact, like cutting the milk packets in a way that the small piece does not separate from the packet, from the bigger portion, or eating ice cream in a cone rather than choosing a cup, using soap bars instead of liquid soap, Use menstrual cups instead of sanitary napkins. Take your own travel size shampoo conditioners. Skip the free ones that the hotel offers. Okay, let's move on. Otherwise, my list will not end. The first step is rethink. A good thought will be buying bigger sizes versus the smaller ones. And trial size packs, a big no-no. Best is to buy from stores with no packaging. Rethink before you step out of your house. Carry your own containers for meat shopping and for leftovers at restaurants. Keep baskets with reusable bags and cutlery pouches, water bottles in your vehicle all the time. While traveling, it helps to carry a small trash bag in your vehicle. We should bring back home all the trash and bin it. Generally, we don't even think twice before throwing a chocolate or pan parag wrappers. Why can't we just put it in a pocket for a while till we find a bin? Actually, that reminds me of a story from Northeast. I met a driver when I was on a vacation with my kids in Sikkim. We were in a taxi, and one of my kids just threw a chocolate wrapper out the window. The driver, he literally stopped the car and went and picked up the wrapper, brought it back. Yeah, it was shameful, but if the locals dispose the waste responsibly, why won't the visitors do so? And even if we don't meet such inspiring people, can't we ourselves be responsible travelers? Second R is refuse. It's time we say no to single-use plastic bags, food containers, cutlery, crockery, straws, and please advise others to do it as well. When arranging weddings or functions, avoid these. Replace them with eco-friendly stuff. Every roadside stall, even at gatherings, we find disposables being used. The convenience and low cost of these flimsy plastic makes it irreplaceable. Last time in the Kumbh Mela, the plastic waste that was collected and sold amounted in crores. So imagine the quantity that must have piled up there. Next year's Mahakumbh Mela, there will be a ban on single-use plastic items. I even heard that they will provide each visitor with a steel plate and a bag at the entrance, all donated by people. And I'm really happy about this change. Another area that can be worked on are offices, where we can have bring your own mugs and glasses policy and get rid of the soda dispensers totally. Moving on to the next R, reduce. We need to consciously try to use fewer products and services. Must we order every small thing at the last minute just because someone is willing to deliver it in 10 minutes? In my opinion, the food and delivery industry should take responsibility for waste disposal. They are the producers after all. They need to innovate on food portions and minimize wastage. As children, we were taught to respect food, but we seem to have lost that in the battlefield of foodies and delivery apps. No wonder we find piles of stinking garbage everywhere. Next R is reuse. Instead of throwing something away after using it once, we need to get into a habit of finding new ways of reusing it. Being a Gujarati, finding jugaads is in my blood. I use egg cartons to grow saplings, use bottles as planters, make bags from cloth and newspaper. Okay, that's a little bit exaggerated. But truthfully, I do use old socks for dusting and they work very, very well. There are zillions of reusable ideas in Google. We just need the urge to find them. Repair. Fix broken items instead of replacing them. Some people just won't think twice to throw away broken stuff. It's easier to get a new one. That's a new mentality. Fixing things needs time, effort, money. It's sad, but true. And lastly comes recycle. Recycling can happen only if you segregate your waste in the right way. That is, wet, dry, reject. It is hard to believe, but everything, I repeat, everything segregated can be recycled. Everything like cardboard, plastic, metal, glass, Tetra Paks, e-waste, furniture, broken buckets, mugs, pipes can be recycled into new plastic wares, clothes, shoes, artificial turf. Lots of other things can be made out of it. If we don't start segregating our waste, all of this will end up in landfills and water bodies, slowly poisoning our environment and ultimately finding its way into our lungs. I would like to conclude here. Being from the army background, I tend to connect everything to the love for our country. We hear people proclaiming their love for the country, especially on national days. We see heartfelt messages on social media, sharing images and wishes for nation's progress. But I often wonder, what does that love really mean? Is it enough to just say, I love my country? Words alone cannot protect or preserve our country. Real love for the nation is shown through action, consistent, meaningful action that contributes to the well-being of the environment, the community, and the future of our country. How many of us have planted trees? How many are actively working to save our suffocating water bodies? How many of us take responsibility for the garbage we generate daily? How many of us are segregating our waste properly? And when we do, are we truly committed to ensuring that our efforts lead to tangible results? What happens to our segregated waste once it leaves our door? Are we aware of where it goes and how it is processed? The effort we put into waste segregation should not end at our doorsteps. It should be part of a larger collective effort that guarantees proper disposal, recycling, and reprocessing. If we really want to show our love for this country, we need to reach out to others, educate them, and lead by example. It's only through individual and collective action that we can truly honor the land we call home. And this is all I have for today. Now, I would like to get some inputs from your end.
That was an excellent talk, ma'am. Very inspiring. Your journey is an inspiration for most of the people who are into sustainability and who are enthusiastic to make a difference in the society. So before we move on to Q&A, I would like to request the audience to take 30 seconds to answer a quick poll. And the purpose of the poll is to know you a little better and your understanding of the topic and how we curate the topics that we bring to you in future. And I would like to thank all the audience who have attended today's session. And your presence and participation means a lot to us. And and in today's question and answer session, we have Ms. Rajashri Pinnamaneni, who is co-founder of Gandipet Society, Welfare Society. She's joining us for the Q&A session. And she has transformed various areas across Hyderabad and Pune. So let us welcome Ms. Rajashri Garu.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
So let us quickly move to the question and answers. We have Ms. Lakshmi Shankar who has raised her hand. Ma'am, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So I missed the beginning part, but I joined in a little later. But I have been, what you spoke about, I have been trying to do that, you can say, for a long time. I do a lot of segregation. I also do some composting of my organic waste. And we live in a community. So I have been trying to get my community together to firstly segregate. And also we have a pickup for plastic and dry waste. But I have been baffled how to tackle the problem of the organic waste, because we generate a lot of organic waste apart from the household wet waste. Also, there is a lot of gardening and things that goes on. And we looked at composting solutions in our own community, but people were not very receptive to that because one thing is the smell and the other things. So is there a solution where people come and pick up the wet waste, like how they pick up the dry waste? Is there a service where they pick up the wet waste so that we segregate at home and it can go somewhere? Is there, because I've been trying to find something and I've been unsuccessful. So I wanted to know.
So as I told you, community-based wet-based processing you can do via machines. That way, the wet waste doesn't mix up with your dry waste at all. Also, only the thing is that you will be not getting very good compost, and there is energy problem in it also. But then it is not adding to the landfill. So that's what you're saving for. Community wet waste composting is difficult because nobody wants to, hang, or nobody wants to have it next to their compound. So that is a bigger problem. So you have those machines that convert wet waste into compost in 24 hours. So you have those machines.
That
also.
for communities?
Yeah.
Okay. But this pickup is not there in Hyderabad because in Bangalore, that pickup is there. At my sister-in-law's place, there is an agency which picks up everything separately. Dry waste, plastic waste, wet waste, they take everything separately. They come and collect it from the community. But I think in Hyderabad, that facility is not there.
See, where are you in Hyderabad?
We stay in Yapral near Sainikpuri.
That's quite far. Actually, Ramki is very close to your area, and they have provisions for picking up segregated waste. So you can get in touch with them.
Ramki?
Yes.
Okay, I will do it. Thank you.
They'll be more than happy, actually.
Okay. But ours is not a very big community. We are just around 200.
It doesn't matter. They can combine yours with others. So
yeah, there are a lot of communities around. Yeah.
And if you spread the word, you can talk to other communities so they can join you as well.
Yeah.
Once the quantity
personally, I compost in our, I have a
that's what we recommend also. That's a very good thing.
I don't think it's something people so easily, accept.
It's a passion, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's something which you really want to do on your own, you do it. But in a community, I feel if there is a service which picks up, that's not, asking too much of a person. Just put your wet waste separately, that's, yeah. True. So yeah, I will look at that option. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Lakshmi. We have Mr. Skandan who has raised his hand. So you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah. So I'm Skandan. I'm from the Lions Club of Hyderabad. And we always, I don't know, wet waste and dry waste has primarily been has been our main focus, right? Whenever it comes to dry waste or wet waste segregation. But holy waste, right? Like flowers or whatever has been used in pujas or all those rituals. There's a less, I don't know, there's not a lot of limelight or whatever. It goes unconcerned, right? So we last time during Ganesh Chaturthi, being a major festival in India, we tried to gather all those floral wastes, right? And do something with it at a individual society level and on a larger scale. But due to logistical issues, we weren't able to, like Lakshmi ma'am said previously, that most societies object to the idea of whatever doing in-house composting facilities because of all that smell and all that stuff. So would you guys have any provisions or I don't know facilities to deal with that? Because I've seen your Bansilal paid drives by this thing GWS in Secunderabad and all that stuff. So because all that whenever it comes to water body pollution, we focus on water plastic waste that are dumped into water bodies and all that stuff. But floral waste, right? Because it contains high levels of pesticides and all that, the fertilizers. It also adds to the water body pollution. So the thing, most people dismiss floral waste because I don't know, because it's biodegradable or something like that. But I was wondering if you guys would have any solutions to that, possible solutions.
So to answer that, the amount of puja leftovers that we find in the lake is like at least 50%. If 50% is plastic, we find idols, frames, the clothes for the idols, flowers, everything it's there in the lake. It doesn't digest it, right? So
Yeah.
we take it out, and what do? Eventually, we incinerate it, right? So this is one way of reaching out to people. Ki, okay, from your end, you are putting it in the water body, but we are taking it out and we are putting it in the incinerator. So why don't you segregate and put it? I know God won't mind it if you do the right segregation. You put the puja flowers in the biodegradable waste. That's the green bin. That is where it belongs to. So should not reach the water bodies at all.
No, what I
And
was
there
sorry for
are some
interrupting.
NGOs, there are some NGOs who are willing to collect the floral waste and make them into incense sticks and, for again, recycle
Yeah,
them.
I know.
You can
I
Google
spoke to Maya auntie, right, from Holy
Maya.
Waste.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, she's
So
really good. And yeah.
So basically, the main thing is logistics, right? So when I spoke to Maya auntie, so what she mentioned is they do two types, right? They make incense sticks once the flowers are dried, right? And another is they make compost. So these two are their primary stuff. So when you so that those flowers, right, to be made into incense sticks has to be delivered within a certain period of time. There's a limited time frame to deliver those flowers, right? So it becomes a huge logistical issue. So if you deliver rotting flowers or something, there's no point. It just goes directly into compost, right? So there's a whatever. It doesn't become whatever. It's better to just throw it in a composting pile in that case.
Yes, that's the best solution.
Yeah. So what I was wondering is, whatever we try to partner up with GHMC, whatever the municipality and all to, whatever create a separate like a small land where we can just dump all those floral waste and turn it in compost, right? And then distribute it again to floral farmers in Patancheru or all those areas where they can use it to fertilize their fields, right?
That's a
So
very
would you
good suggestion.
So would you guys have any facility? Would you guys know any facility where we can possibly get a space on rent or something like that?
We can look into it. Which area are you talking about?
Basically, we live in Malaysian Township. It's in Kukatpally. And we from Lions Club, we have like many societal whatever. We have huge societies, right? Like in Gachibowli, Kompally, and all that stuff. So we're trying to partner up with them and do it on a larger scale next year around. So I wanted to find out what like in terms of logistics, then whatever any so if there's any laws or something that prevent me from doing it, and like everything right from start to end, so that there's no hiccups in the process next year around.
So the way we started it was we got permission from the collector, and that is how we started the GWS units. So you can go the same way, same route.
So what would it take to get a permit from the collector, right? Which collector would I have to approach?
Be committed, be persistent, be ready to stand for 5-6 hours in front of their office, and be
Try to convince them.
Yeah. We've done all that, so yes.
Okay.
Be consistent. Don't lose your motivation and motivate others. Make a group. Don't do it single-handedly. You need that group. You need that pressure from other peers. So
Would
But
there be a
yeah,
possibility of partnering up with you guys?
sure, definitely. We can connect.
We'll share speaker details to you on your email ID, Skandan. You can reach out for more queries.
Okay, that would be great. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you. So we have Mr. Shmuel who has raised his hand. Shmuel, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, Shmuel,
Yeah.
you're audible.
Okay, thank you very much on very interesting presentation. And I want to ask you, when we speak about empowering communities for management waste, how how effective management waste can support improvement social and economic wellness, social and economic well-being of community.
Radhika, I didn't follow.
He's asking how will it benefit social and economically backward class. Am I right, Shmuel?
Yeah, how
Waste
how
management
management
will benefit.
how management waste can support social and economic well-being of community.
How waste management will support social and economic well-being is his question.
If I get this right, I can tell you as an example what GWS does. So we have in fact created jobs for workers, right? It's very difficult to find workers in this field, but yes, we pay them good. Other than that, we how we sustain ourselves is we take processing fee from communities or gated communities, but we do free service for the villages who cannot afford it. So um, is that the right answer you're looking for?
Yes, this answer and another question, what do you can to say about use plastic and organic waste for generation electricity, for generation electric energy?
When we make compost, we give it to the farmers for free, and then they put it in their land, and they're saving a lot on chemical fertilizers. And then we give it in the slums also to the households, a little bit of compost for them to grow their own little gardens. And then we do have a lot of employees with us, and then we are creating jobs in a way, in a small way, but we do that. And then socially, meaning we are trying to help the environment. Usually the dump yards are situated next to the slums, and then little economically below level of economy. And then we convert the dump yards into processing units, and then we make it into a little garden. So the smell and the health issues are also eliminated when we come into the picture. I think that's how we can say that we are helping them in a small way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shmuel. We have Kaustubh Prakash who has raised his hand. So you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for this valuable workshop that you did. I think it was of a great insight that we got, right? So, yes, I do have a question. I live in Noida in a society, and I see a lot of wet waste going all into landfill, right? So there's not a formal system that they follow. segregation is not happening at source. A lot of things are unformalized, and I see a lot of waste going into landfill primarily, right? So what the problem statement is that we want to maybe reduce the landfill waste, and because most of the 90% of the waste are recyclables, right? Only 10%, ideally 10% waste should go to landfill, ideally. So what I did was, I'm also a MBA student. So initially at a pilot level, we tried, doing something at a society level. But as a lot of you said that logically, logistic wise, transportation wise, and a lot of operational inefficiency came out, right? So it's not really viable to do at a society level, because the more you are, uh, you know, uh, actively involved in waste management, not everybody will have that interest sort, right? So I maybe want to take this passion of mine to a different whole level. I'm starting as a scrap aggregation, right? As a scrap pickup service. Wants to also do something in the wet waste management as well. So I just wants to ask you that, is there any model that we can follow? Is this economically viable? Is this model that we can make a cluster in a ward? That way we can collect all the wet waste from all the societies, 10, 15 societies that we tied up with. And at our MRF facility, we can, segregate, then we can send it to recyclers. And the wet waste, we can send it to waste to energy plants. So is this model economically viable? Also, how are we going to charge the societies for it? Because waste is coming, everything is coming at free, right? So the logistics involved, the operational cost, how are we going to actually make it a viable business model? I also want to maybe collaborate with you guys to do something, right? So,
Yeah, we would love you to do that because you seem to be very passionate about it. But yes, if you have a land closer to your communities, the ones you're talking about, you can ask the municipality to collect it in a segregated way, and then you can always send the wet waste to the waste to energy plants. And as you said, the plastic can be given to the plastic recyclers, and the reject waste also can be managed by the municipality, because it is very difficult for person like you to take care of the reject waste. So that can be done.
so
What
if
we do here to sustain ourselves is we charge a nominal amount of 150 rupees per apartment and 200 rupees per individual house per month, which is not a very big amount, of course. But if people are willing to pay that, pay for process, you can in the beginning be you can sustain, and then later on with your innovative ideas you can always make money in recycling.
Door-to-door collection?
So we don't do door-to-door collection, and that is where we lose the money. We let the rack pickers or the collectors take away all the good plastic.
Okay.
So we are not into business. We are not into business for making money.
I know,
We
I
are
know.
just, so if you want to do business, you have to go door to door. So plastic that you make money in will be in your hands.
That's right. But
So
is this
our
viable? Door-to-door model is viable, do you think?
Yes. A lot of companies there's one waste ventures company which is doing it, and profitable company, yes.
Oh, that's really great. Is there a way that I could maybe connect with you guys?
Yes.
Is there a way?
Radhika
We
will
will share a speaker's email ID to you. Later you can connect to her.
Can we also, like, I do have an idea, like, can we, because since all of us are like sustainability enthusiasts, right? Waste enthusiasts. So can we also create a group, maybe, so that everybody could join in and, pour in all the ideas that they have. Might be a community of,
sure.
just a
Yeah,
small.
we'll let you know,
Thank
Prakash.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have Jivan Kumar Jindal who has raised his hand. Sir, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
So, good morning to everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Previously, I was the CEO of Hari Bari Recyclable. If you have heard about this company, we are the first private players in Kumbh Mela. So we have a Prayagraj city, the total waste management, and in UP, Rampur, we have two facilities there, and Patiala, where I am residing here. So we have Patiala Municipal Corporation working with the municipal corporation. So there is a lot of problem in waste management. I lost crores of rupees in this field. So now I am founder of Agar Hari Foundation, only giving the education to the schools, students, and resident welfare associations. My purpose is only to educate about the waste management and don't litter the waste on the roads, on the your nearby households and open spaces. So there is need for the education to the citizen. There is a lot of you can say gang bar in the waste management. If you have seen, if you have heard about this, there is a lot of gang bar in the waste management collectors and door-to-door collectors and handlers. So best process is you can. I was the there is a fortnight of your waste management 17th September to 2nd October on the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. Was started by the our Honorable Prime Minister. So I was the official partner in that move. There is nobody wants to clean their cities. How we can handle this situation happening in India on every city? So my question is this: if we do more collectively educate the society and citizens to clean their cities. If you see, if you give me a round to the Patiala, you can see there is a lot of heaps of waste and littering. There's no end.
Sir, is your
So
question how to raise awareness in public
yes,
about
yeah,
waste segregation?
yes.
Right. It's
The
about
best
awareness.
is to start. In my opinion, the best way of awareness is schools, colleges, where our future is. So if the children take home knowledge, what you impart to them, it will happen. It will start from home. The only thing we can do is keep talking, keep sessions with children or group of people. One person talks to three more, and that is the only way it can happen. It has to come from within. We can't
Actually,
just sit
madam,
and blame the government.
we started movement फर्क तो पड़ता है.
Yes,
So we
सही में
ask,
पड़ता है.
yes. So we ask everyone. Tomorrow night there is a sabji mandi, and I met the president of that sabji mandi, and told him, we don't use the plastic bags. Ask us, and we will provide the uh, cloth bags, usable, reusable bags. but nobody is listening. They want only plastic bag. So
So
we are facing.
yeah, you're right. It has to come from the buyer, not from the vendor,
Actually,
that he has to
I have
because
some input here.
yeah. You can go ahead, ma'am.
There are rules in the
I know.
waste management rules of 2016 specifically mentions that we have to segregate, plastic cannot be burnt on roadsides, or you should not be using uh, disposables. All those rules are laid out. You have a right to go to the municipality and show that rule book and tell them what are they
No,
doing.
no, madam, I am the official partner with the municipal corporation. I have a letter and attached as SWM 2016 rules to the every bank and every office asked to the owner of the office to do this, but nobody is listening that.
So doesn't fine work? Because we have had municipality fine shopkeepers for having plastic in their shops. We have kind of partnered with them, and we have done awareness drives, and we have also got the municipality a lot of money and fined people, shopkeepers for that.
But North India is different from the other country. They never listen to the.
Yes, Mr. Jeevan, we really appreciate your concern, but we have to keep on doing it till they listen. They made rules. We need to see that the rules are followed by the municipality. Just like how we do dharnas for other issues, we need to do dharnas for this also to save our environment.
I can go directly to the commissioner, but they can listen little bit. I lost crores
Yes,
of
this is the
rupees.
story of the. This
I
is the
make
story of the whole
400
country.
wet waste compost pits, 400 pits, 6 by 10. You can imagine in the whole Patiala around about 15 bars. We can collect that wet waste and we can convert it into the manure. But they are now shut down by the municipal corporation. Some citizen given complaint there is a smell for this, and so that's why all of shut down.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, there's a facilities ready for the use, but they stop that. Nobody will.
That's what we need, some strict rules from the top.
Polluter to pay.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you, madam. बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So as it is, we have reached 12 o'clock, I would quickly go through upcoming talks and we will continue the question and answers after that. So we have a talk by Mr. Sandeep Jyot, who is speaking on sound healing, the healing power of sound. And he's he's mentor and founder of Spiritual Doctors of Holistic Health Foundation. And this talk is on 7th December 2024, 11 a.m. And the next talk is by Sumitra Veluri, who is PhD in Kuchipudi dance, and she is going to speak on the key elements of Indian classical dance. And this talk is going to be on 14th December, Saturday, 11 a.m. And the registration links will be in the chat box. Whoever is interested in these upcoming talks can register through those links. Yeah. And we have we have some questions in the chat box also. I'll go through a few. Yeah. This, I think we have covered Kastu Prakash's question. There's a question from Bijay Kumar Dash. How we can start waste management in Denakal district of Odisha?
The solution that I mentioned can be started anywhere. I mean, you just have to be committed and start in a group. Don't start alone. Again, you have to get permission to start a unit like ours in a landfill. So we choose a landfill so that we replace it with a much cleaner environment and remove all the smell and pollution from there. So you can go the same route that we went.
Yeah. We have many acknowledgements, ma'am. Kavita Tank has said, extremely proud of you and your efforts. Need more enthusiastic and energetic people like you to create such awareness. And there's Jayesh Kumar saying, so proud of you, great going, Miss Sheetal. And Ramakrishna, I follow most of the things you say, and many appreciations for your work, ma'am. And yeah, there's a question from Sineka Murugan. Could you please tell me how to start this in my community, and please give me some ideas.
Okay, so community-wise, first thing is awareness about segregation. That's like the first step that you can work on. Home composting, if possible, is the best solution. There are bins where you can home compost without any smell coming out. You can have it in your balcony also. So I have friends who do home composting, living in apartments. They just have the terracotta bins in one corner of their balcony, and they get good compost and no smell, no insects, nothing. And then the dry waste, you have those raddiwalas, or you have companies who will come home, give you money for your dry waste. So, and everything mixed they take. It doesn't have to be like metal separate or paper separate. One of the companies is Bintex. They have their services in 7 metros. So you can contact them, and I'm sure like local raddiwalas are the best place. I mean, you'll not snatching away their businesses also. So reject waste is the only waste that should go to the municipality. These days, every municipality or every city, big city, has this waste to energy plants running, and reject waste is being used as fuel over there. So we are like solving 2 problems with one solution.
We have HR Prasanna who has raised his hand. So you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, I am Prasanna here from Mumbai. Okay, being very much into e-waste, recycling, metal recovery, and circular economy. I had a couple of questions on how to make people aware and then how to make it profitable business model. One of the important things that we need to cover is the circular economy. And that the circular economy, being from my experience in India and abroad, is the most, or I would say, the latest business model that can venture from waste management, because it also has to be an entrepreneur based program. One is no doubt community. Ultimately, community also will prosper. This is what I saw in Japan, where almost from car to footwear to clothes, everything is recycled. It's a zero waste concept. And also being, I deliver lecture in colleges and schools in Mumbai and around abroad, where you have to catch them young, make them a part of the curriculum. In one of the colleges we did in Mumbai. Only then people or the students will come attached. That's what one of the students was talking of. Okay. So if you can make it lecture and then they'll develop a program, it will help the community. How to make it more entrepreneur, how to generate revenue from waste. One thing is environment, 100%. Okay, whether it is a cloth or the cork or the footwear or the plastic, anything, or electronic, which has been my field for the last 10 years, e-waste. So maybe going forward, you can have some programs on circular economy, how the communities can get benefit from waste management, the entrepreneurship model. I hope I got it right.
So your question is, how do we make money
from waste? Obviously, right? It makes attractive. It has to be attractive. One thing is environment, social responsibility.
All about money.
social responsibility, responsible citizen, that I keep talking everywhere. Everywhere the question comes, boss, who will pay for it? Mera kya hai? You know, in Mumbai, typical. मुझे क्या मिलता है?
Actually, 2016 के rule book में है कि
Yeah, I know.
the generator has to pay for processing.
Correct.
So
The polluter pays.
The generator pays, yes.
Yeah,
The
I
polluter
know.
pays.
REPR, extended producer responsibility also.
No, that
In
is
e-waste.
different. The generator of your home garbage also.
Yeah, no,
has
in
to
Mumbai,
pay
they are
for
saying they
processing.
will collect 50 rupees for garbage collection. I mean, MCGM is talking about it. Municipal Corporation of
Are
Greater
they
Mumbai.
processing? That is just collection money that they are taking. Are they
Then they will
processing?
give it to
If they are
recyclers and we don't
processing,
even know what happens. Correct. I
yeah,
agree.
exactly. So if you have a processing or fee attached to it, then definitely you will get solutions.
Yes, I agree.
And
No, that's what,
you can have a private public partnership with the
PPP,
government and start an entrepreneurship like this.
Right.
So, and if you're doing collection also, there is definitely money coming in.
Yeah.
It's a profitable
Okay, I mean,
market
that's what I
there.
wanted to put across.
Yes.
From my experience, I was talking like Japan or, I mean, even in some states in India,
Yeah,
some districts.
the slide that I showed on Sweden is about circular economy.
Oh, okay. That's my field anyway. That's okay. That's good. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have Akash Babu who has raised his hand. So can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Am I audible, madam?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, India, if we look into it, we were net negative kind of nation, only net negative kind of. The circularity or circular economy they are speaking. Actually, we had a
Sir, can you
symbiotic
speak a
relationship.
little louder? Can you speak a little louder?
Okay. Net. Okay.
Now? Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. We had a very symbiotic relationship with the nature previously. Instead of circular economy, which they are putting up as of now, which is going to eventually, I don't know which way it will go. Recyclability was a propaganda from this plastic producers and all. That's my opinion. That is one part. I agree with the earlier speaker. What they have said is, are there any transformative or impacting at scale kind of solution by a startup who can make money? That is the only solution which would be taking this forward, because everybody talks, nobody listens, but when money speaks, everybody listens. That is the one part. And there are too many stakeholders, the government, the community. Okay, the generator has to pay. I agree with that. But I don't know if it is a sustainable practice. But please let me know what is the transformative or disruptive doing things at a scale kind of solution for the wet waste and the plastic what we can call. Thank you.
You understood?
Actually, sir, with wet waste composting, you get the best quality compost, and then if you are into marketing and then you want to make it into a profitable company, you can always market the compost. That is one way of making money out of the wet waste. And for the plastic waste, of course, there's a lot of money involved in selling it to the recyclers or making your own stuff out of the recyclable items. But the question is, you need to get all the recyclable items to your unit. The rag pickers or the garbage collectors cannot be taking out any of the good plastic and then giving you the MLP. So that way you need to collect the garbage from door to door collection. So only thing is you will not be able to make any money out of the reject waste. So you should not be collecting it yourself. You should be sending it to the municipality, who can use it for waste to energy plants or sending it to cement kilns. So that way, if you want to make money, you need to get the good plastic and good composting. We are an NGO, and then we are not interested in making any money. So we are not the best people to make you understand how to make money out of waste. But people keep saying that there's a lot of waste is gold. We haven't seen it in our 10 years of experience that waste is gold. But that is because we don't get the golden waste. We only get the waste which goes into landfills. So we are not the best people to talk to advise you about making money out of it.
But we do know companies
Yes.
that are making money.
Making loads of money. Yeah.
Hope that answered your question, sir. Okay, we can move on to next question. Varsha Dugana has raised her hand.
One follow-up question. Is there
So your voice is breaking. Can you move to a better?
Yeah. One follow-up question. May I ask?
So your voice is breaking. Yeah, he got disconnected. We have Vamshi Krishna who has raised his hand. So can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
I'm available.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I'm very thankful for the opportunity for conducting a webinar as well, and very, very proud of Sheetal ma'am. And it's very, the presentation itself addressed each and everything which a basic citizen also should know. So I would like to tell you a small case study based on it. So I'm born and brought up in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So after 2016 rules, what the government started, they started connecting with NGOs like MAM's NGO. So they started awareness programs about dry and wet waste segregation. But no one has listened. No one even understood what is dry waste, what is wet waste. It's it's a time waste thing. It's consuming our daily course, like how the women think. So after that, what happened? The municipal corporation took an initiative, and they have distributed blue and green dustbins separately. And if people are not segregating their waste, they are denying to collect the waste. So in that way, eventually after 1 year, people started segregating their wastes. And now after 5 or 6 years, the behavioral change I can see, if they are not using the dustbins as well, somehow they are segregating the waste. Even in home, I can see in my surroundings, I can see aunties are like segregating dry waste, wet waste. So now after marriage, I came to Hyderabad. So now I can see, I just connected with the waste collectors, like how they are working to know. So I saw they are not from municipality. They are a freelancers or from some NGOs or rag pickers. They are collecting, and every month they are charging like 100, 200, whatever they are charging. And I asked them where they are dumping these wastes. So they said they have dump yards which were dedicated. So they are dumping there. So what I see, they are not segregating anything. Even I am segregating, as I learned, I am segregating. I am giving this dry, this is waste. They are collectively they are collecting all the dumps and they are throwing to the dump yards. So what I believe, this is not a one way. Even this is not a one stakeholder. Everyone, even NGO, citizens, government, everyone should take. And here in this platform, from the starting, I'm there. So what I saw, everyone is like a middle stakeholders. Like everyone is enthusiastic to do something, or already established foundations like Agrahari Foundation, something. They are already established, on they are trying to do next level. But I couldn't see a single person who is a citizen, basically citizen, and they know about anything. So what I believe is, there should be initiatives from NGOs, from governments, and every stakeholders. Like they should educate and enlighten the basic citizens. Like, okay, we are educated, we know the terms like segregation or landfills. These things are not don't know anything about these things by us, small citizen. Like they are not educated. Even in Hyderabad also we can see a lot of slums. They are also generating lot of wastes. So they even don't know. If any NGO like us, like you, like anyone, they connect and they clean up and they go. Again, there will be a dump. So what I believe is, uh, awareness is the main key. So I don't have questions. I just want to express myself.
That's really great.
Yeah. Actually, Varsha covered a few things that I had missed out. We also gave, through donations, we collected red and blue and green baskets, which we donated to the villages. And what else did we?
We gave a lot of awareness programs
Like
in
bags.
villages.
So we have distributed that also.
Yes,
So
yes, that's a great thing, ma'am. I think that is the first step should take towards clean environment.
And also, yeah, one more thing while you were talking, I remembered. Varsha, we've been cleaning the lake surroundings 6 years now, consistently. Imagine every weekend. But okay, every weekend is an exaggeration, but in the beginning, yes, we did. Every weekend we did. But still there is things to pick up. So imagine we were also, Hindi mein bolte na dheet, like I don't know the word for stubborn people. So
Yes, yes,
that
yes.
is what we are stubborn, we are stupid, and we are crazy. So yes.
Thank you so much. I would like to join in this type of conversations more, so that I also understand. Even I'm also like you. I'm currently a software engineer, but I want to shift to the environment side. So I am doing my master's in environment. So I'm slowly moving towards the cause.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Varsha.
Thank you.
We have Satyam Palaspargar who has raised hand. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
I'm actually part of a non-governmental organization. We are doing this, awareness in communities for waste segregation and all. Actually, especially in rural areas, it becomes very difficult to implement it, and because we don't find the rack pickers there who collect it. So waste lies there, on the ground or landfill. So we would request if you can connect us with some companies in Maharashtra who collect, the waste. Then we can motivate people, because we are giving them these bags to separate the dry waste and wet waste. But now after collecting the wet waste, we are not getting, vendors who can even collect the single-use plastic or wrappers. So these are again going in the landfill. So if you can suggest us a company who can, collect these also in Maharashtra, if you have any contact, then we can implement this more effectively.
Bintex is working in the metro, Mumbai. So you can connect with Bintex.
Sorry,
And
what's the name?
Bintex.
Bintech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bintex.
TEX.
Can somebody text it?
Yeah, we can get them in touch with someone, Radhika.
Yeah.
Bintex. TEX actually.
Can you just spell it once again? It's BE. I'll just write it.
BINTEX. It's in the chat box.
Okay.
Bintex.
Sure. Thank you so much. That's the query I had. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Satyam. We have Vamshi Krishna who's raised hand. So you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for this session, for the Vishwa talks and Sheetal ma'am. I am from Tirupati. We are establishing a startup with Padmavati Mahila University regarding sustainable sanitary pads kiosk mission to reduce the sanitary napkin waste. And in Tirupati, we have government, we are under Smart City Corporation. They are doing day-to-day pickup, wet waste and dry waste. But electronic waste, they are neglecting it. We are reaching to recyclers. If you have any recyclers near Tirupati, it will be very helpful to us. We gave awareness programs in Narayana schools. Children are very much interested. We want to create awareness on school generations.
Tirupati, as of now, I don't have a direct contact, but we can definitely work on it and get you some contact.
Yeah. So I think that's the end of the question and answers, ma'am. So, yeah. Thanks to all the audience who have joined us today and to our speakers, Ms. Sheetal and Ms. And we have our old speaker, Mr. Arvind, also who have joined in and gave his inputs in the chat box. Thank you so
Arvind
much.
is actually a core member of GWS. He knows a lot.
Yeah.
He's been answering the chats. I've seen that. So.
Yeah. And I think we have a last question. Miss Maheshwari has asked. Yeah, Maheshwari, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. My question was also somewhat related to Mr. Vamsi. That what do we do about this awareness thing? How do we ensure that this awareness or we sensitize the people, downtrodden people who are not directly involved, who are the poor segment of the society? How do we reach them, and what do we do to sensitize them basically for this waste management and environment cleanliness?
So for that, we as a group went to the Panchayat, right? And with them, with workers from there, we went door to door in the village to create awareness. And believe me, we didn't have very pleasant interaction with people also because they were not ready to listen to us. But when it comes with a government support also, they have to listen. Like somebody said that they don't pick up like in Andamans, right? They stopped picking up waste if it was not segregated.
Not exactly about pickup. Actually, what I feel, they are also kind of major contributors for safeguarding themselves from the weather and harsh climate. For cold, they use those plastic sheets in their slum areas to cover their
If they're reusing
shelters.
plastic, that's not an issue. We have a bigger issue with one-time use plastic. Reusable plastic is fine. I mean, I'm not against that because, of course, it's irreplaceable also because of the cost and the convenience.
Those plastics are not reusable plastics, no?
No,
The
if,
sheets
no.
they are using.
If you're talking about high grade plastic, they are, if they are trying to cover themselves with the plastic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct,
those are
correct.
recyclable.
They
That's
are
okay. Yes,
recyclable.
we do face challenges convincing them to not to use single plastic. But to tell you the truth, they listen to us better than the so-called
Educated
rich,
people.
educated people. We have been having more challenges with the rich gated communities rather than the villages.
Mhm.
They are at least willing to listen to you, and they think that we know better than them. The really educated people, they think they know better than us. So yes,
Mm,
it is. Yeah, it is challenging everywhere. Maheshwar.
Further refining, actually, further coming to more means in a clearer way. I feel that my question is that do we have some better substitute for this plastics
Yes,
from
using
government sides
cloth
or?
bags and then. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, using cloth bags instead of plastic bags, and using steel vessels instead of single-use plastic containers and glasses, and especially the water pouches are the most horrible things that we have invented.
Yes,
There
yes.
are water pouches everywhere. Wherever there is a government function, a roadside
Yes, yes.
speeches, the whole area becomes full of these water pouches, which the government needs to take care of that problem, right? They are the ones who are supplying them with the water pouches. They are all
Apart from
given for free.
government, it's basically technology that we develop something, some good substitute for these plastics. Because not only the water pouches, these chips bags and eatable packagings, and like I said, these plastic sheets used for shelter in slum areas to cover their roofs and sheds. So all those, there's no there's no suitable substitute for these kind of things. So from
If you
technology
pay a
side
little bit
also
more
something.
money,
Uh-huh.
the substitutes are just a little bit more expensive. That's the whole
Yes, correct,
problem.
correct. Yes, suppose they go for those canvas sheets and fabric sheets, they are not that much economical
As
for
cheap.
them to
Yeah.
use.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I did mention that the government should give subsidies to the eco-friendly products manufacturers.
So,
Your voice is breaking, Mr. Maheshwari.
it answers my question. Thanks for addressing my
Can you
issue.
repeat? Yeah. As we are coming to the end of session, I would like to show a few sustainable products that one of our teammates have been showing for creating awareness. And this is a brick made by single-use plastic. And they are using these in pavements, in parking lots, all these things. And instead of using plastic, single-use plastic plates, these are made from acacia leaf. Am I right? Yeah, these are made by a leaf. I think they are in the market. You can see, hope you can see. Yeah. And this is a brick made by unsegregated ash brick. Yeah, it's more tough and heavy. And a few diyas made by cow dung and some flour. And they're also into making fiber from banana waste. So they make saris, towels from banana waste. And yeah, And this is a biomass brick. This is used for incinerating to produce energy. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I think we have many alternatives for plastic and other things. Hope all the participants today can choose sustainable products and create awareness with your friends and share all the information with your friends and family. And this session recording is available on YouTube. You can visit www.vishwatalks channel on YouTube, and this session would be there. You can share it with your friends and family. Yeah, and ma'am, I would request you to join in the breakout room. The link will be popping up on your screen. Yeah. Lastly, please take a moment to subscribe to Vishwa Talks to get alerts on new talks, new events, and access to whole Vishwa community. And you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. Thank you all for joining today's event. See you all in next Vishwa Talk.